Parole and Probation Administration or PPA. Parole and Probation Administration, formerly known as Probation Administration, created by virtue of Presidential Decree number 968, the Probation Law of 1976, to administer the probation system. Under Executive Order number 292, the Administrative Code of 1987, which was promulgated on November 23, 1989. The Probation Administration was renamed Parole and Probation Administration and given the added function of supervising prisoners who, after serving part of their sentence in jails, are released on parole pardon with parole conditions. Vision: a model of component Philippine correctional system that shall enhance the quality of life its clients through multidisciplinary programs and resources, and efficient organizations and a highly professional and committed workforce in order to promote social justice and development. Mission: to rehabilitate probationers, paroles, and pardonees and promote their development as integral persons by utilizing innovative interventions and techniques which respect the dignity of man and recognize his divine destiny. Mandate: the Parole or Probation Administration is mandated to conserve and or redeem convicted offenders and prisoners who are under the probations or parole system. Goals: the administration's program seeks to achieve the following goals. Promote the program seeks to achieve the following goals. Promote the reformation of the criminal offenders and reduce the incidence of recidivism, and provide a cheaper alternative to the institutional confinement of first-time offenders who are likely to respond to individualized community-based treatment programs. Functions: to carry out these goals, the agency, through its network of regional and field parole and probation office, performs the following functions: to administer the parole and probation system, to exercise supervision over paroles, pardonees, and probationers, to promote the correction and rehabilitation of criminal offenders. Core values: a performance efficient and effective accomplishment of tasks and targets beginning with the individual officials and employees and throughout all units in the organizational hierarchy, linked coherently and progressively toward the agency mission, vision, and strategic goals. Teamwork: working together to achieve shared goals. Resourcefulness and innovativeness: exploring resources with ingeniously optimizing opportunities with creativity. B. Professionalism: high level of proficiency on the job, result from mastery and conscientious application of appropriate knowledge and skills. Hand by sound judgment, self-discipline, and unceasing striving for excellence, and founded on a code of conduct that respects the dignity of clients and fellow men. Role modeling: serving and inspiring by example. Professional excellence: achieving high standards for ethical and quality service. C. Accountability: inherent obligations of every official and employee to answer for decisions, actions, and results within his/her authority, including proper and effective utilization of resources and in support of agency policies and programs, with timely, complete, and accurate disclosure in required reports. Responsibility: achieving expectations and answering for results. Honesty and integrity: being upright and transparent in transaction and relations. Service objectives: number 1, to provide the courts with relevant information and judicious recommendation for the selection of offenders to be placed on probation. Number 2, to provide the Board of Pardons and Parole with necessary and relevant information which can be used in determining a prisoner's fitness for parole or any form of executive clemency. 3, to provide the Dangerous Drugs Board with pertinent information and prudent recommendations for the determination of first-time minor drug offenders to be placed on suspended sentence. Number 4, to effect the rehabilitation and integration of the probationers, parolers, pardonists, and first-time minor drug offenders as productive, law-abiding, and socially responsible members of the community. 5, to prevent recidivism and protect the community through a well-planned supervision of probationers, paroles, pardonists, and first-time minor drug offenders. To make use of innovative and financially and technically feasible projects to uplift the moral, spiritual, and economic conditions of probationers, paroles, pardonists, and first-time minor drug offenders by utilizing available community resources as much as possible. To continuously assess and improve professional performance in post-sentence, pre-parole, executive clemency, and suspended sentence investigation, case management, and other related work. Number 8, to periodically review the probation law and its implementing rules so as to reconcile the same with the evolving realities in the field. Number 9, to assiduously observe and uphold the professional ethics in the delivery of services. Administrative objectives. Number 1, to optimize operations through a maximum function of 16 units according to their respective duties and systematic expansion of service according to the demands of probation work and available resources. C, judicious utilization of limited agency resources so as to obtain desired results in the best manner possible with the least expenditures of time, efforts, and money. To achieve a united approach to agency goals through integrated planning and constant coordination among all units. To develop a more efficient and up-to-date system for collation, and analysis of data relative to probation, parole, and suspended sentence case loads and their management. Number 4, to recruit qualified employees and volunteer aides and to promote their continuing professional development. Number 5, to continuously improve staff and line service through adequate personnel supervision, relevant research, and periodic evaluation. Number 6, to generate greater public and interagency support for probation through an integrated and systematic public information program. Number 7, to actively participate in the government jails decongestion program and in this connection to give priority to detention prisoners in our public information drives. 8, to cooperate and coordinate with other agencies of the government in the accomplishment of national program trust. Additional functions under RE 9165. By virtue of a memorandum of agreement with the Dangerous Drugs Board, effective August 17, 2005, the PPA performs another additional function of investigating and supervising first-time minor drug offenders who are placed on suspended pursuant to Republic Act No. 19165. The PPA Administrator. The head of Parole and Probation Administration is known as the PPA Administrator. who shall be appointed by the President. He shall hold office during good behavior and shall not remove except for cause. Her powers and duties are as follows. Number 1. Act as the executive officer of the PPA. Number 2. Exercise supervision and control over all probation officer. Number 3. Make annual reports to the Secretary of Justice in such form as the letter may prescribe concerning the operation, administration, and improvement of the probation system. 4. Promulgate, subject to the approval of the Secretary of Justice, the necessary rules relative to the methods and procedures of the probation process. 5. Recommend to the Secretary of Justice the appointment of subordinate personnel of this administration and other office established under the probation law, and 6. Generally perform such duties and exercise such powers as may be necessary or incidental to achieve the objective of probation law. Assistant PPA Administrator. There shall be an Assistant Probation Administrator who shall be appointed by the President and shall assist the Administrator and perform such duties as may be assigned to him by the PPA. The Administrator and as may be provided by law. In this absence of the Administrator, he shall act as head of the PPA. Qualifications of the PPA Administrator and Assistant Administrator. Number 1, at least 35 years of age. Number 2, holder of master's degree or its equivalent in A. Criminology, B. Social work, C. Correction, D. Penology, E. Psychology, F. Sociology, G. Public Administration, H. Law, I. Police Science, G. Police Administration, K. Other related fields. 3. At least 5 of supervisory experience or a member of Philippine Bar with at least 7 years of supervisory experience. Other PPA officers. Regional Parole and Probation Office RPPO. The RPPO shall be headed by Regional Probation Officer who shall be appointed by the President upon recommendation of the Secretary of Justice. The Regional Probation Officer shall be exercise supervision and control over all probation officers within his jurisdictions and such duties as may be assigned to him by the Administrator. Whenever necessary, he shall be assisted by an Assistant Regional Probation Officer who shall also be appointed by the President upon recommendation of the Secretary of Justice. Provincial and City Probation Officers. There must be at least one probation officer in each province and city who shall be appointed by the Secretary of Justice upon recommendations of the Administrator and in accordance with the Civil Service Law and rules. The provincial and city probation officers shall exercise the following duties. Number 1. Investigate all persons referred to him for investigation by proper court of the Administrator. Number 2. Instruct all probationers under his supervision or that of the probation aid on the terms and conditions of their probation. Number 3. Keep himself informed of the conduct and conditions of the probationers under his charge and use all suitable methods to bring about an improvement in their conduct and conditions. Maintain a detailed record of his work and submit such written reports as may be required by the administration of court having jurisdiction over probationer under supervision. 5. Prepare a list of qualified residents of the province or city he is assigned who are willing to act as a probation aid. 6. Supervise the training of probation aids oversee the later supervision of probationers. 7. Exercise supervision and control over all field assistant probation aids and other personnel. And the last 8 perform such duties as may be assigned by the court or the administration.